Happy 2022, Privacy X. Really appreciate you guys checking out this video. We have a incredible stack of content coming at you in 2022. Some content will be a little bit different format, which will be really cool, so we'll keep you guessing. But for today, we're going to talk about the Great Reset and Agenda 2030, because this is impacting our lives right now, and I don't think it's going to be 2030. It is coming much, much quicker. They recently talked about how the social credit score in the United States will be rolled out before 2025. So taking action and becoming a ghost right now is vital. Also, you've probably seen this communist. This is Biden's pick for controller of currency, and that's controller of the dollar, which means it will control the world currency. We're going to break down what you can do to avoid this, because this is getting really, really bad. Also, they're talking about regulating the way that you currently use crypto on a global scale. Now, there is a few things we can do, but we need to take action quickly. Today, in Operation the Great Reset. All right, so as you know, Biden picked this individual. I'm not even going to say her name because it isn't even worth saying. She's a communist. What she wanted to do, if you're not familiar, is run all money through the Federal Reserve. So first of all, they wanted to have what's called a golden share for all these major corporations, meaning they get final say. And by they, I mean the government. It's literally communism 101. Final say on what's manufactured, what's created at these corporations, when they do it, how they do it, and where they do it. And let's say a company is currently manufacturing a single product, the government can come in and say, no, we want you to do this, and you have no choice. It is ridiculous what she was trying to do in America. Luckily, she didn't get confirmed, but Biden has 3 other people, 2 of which are probably just about as bad as her. Also, she wanted to regulate out crypto. She wanted to ban crypto. She thinks crypto is the enemy of the government, and she thinks government should control people, not work for people, because she's insane. And she wanted to usher in the FEDCOIN and make that the new digital dollar with a tracking component built in. So basically, they could turn on and off your money supply whenever they want. And just unbelievable. Also, Agenda 2030, they want to take back all private property and make every American renters, which is, I don't even understand, you know, the concept of this, but this is their plan. And they're looking at the similar processes worldwide. Now, the first thing everyone needs to do is become a ghost. And I've been talking about this, but it is more dire now than ever. We're going to break down in a second what you could do, so make sure you stay tuned. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel, because we got tons of content coming out. Check out the first link down below. We're changing our Ghost program. Unfortunately, we have to raise the price because of massive demand, but we're going to give 2 more weeks, a couple more weeks of the current price. So if you're on the fence of becoming Ghost, the full package right now will literally help you become a Ghost, not have to deal with this. We will structure the corporate structure where you will hold your assets globally, and regardless of what country you're in, it doesn't matter if you're in Australia, the Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, the UK, it doesn't matter if you're in Ireland or France, doesn't matter if you're in the United States or Canada, all through South America. We'll be able to help you structure to where you control everything and own nothing on paper. Obviously, it's still yours, but you have control, and it takes it out of this system, because what the EU and the United States and Canada are currently doing is drastically affecting literally everyone else worldwide, including our own countries. So check out the first link down below. We can help you do this right now, but spots are unfortunately limited. If the link still works, we still have a spot for you. But like I said, unfortunately, in a couple of weeks, we got to ratchet it up, just because we're getting so much demand, guys, that I'm having to bring on new people to help me out with this, because going ghost is becoming mandatory. It should be taught in schools, in my opinion. If they started teaching what I teach in schools and put me out of business, look, I own a couple of businesses. I would be just fine, and I'd be happy as an American that people are having legit freedom. But the way we're seeing identity theft, the way we're seeing stalking, the way we're seeing the governments come down on your money, and it won't be long until we're in a war. You see what's happening with China and Taiwan and Russia and the Ukraine, and the United States apparently is going to back up both. So is the entire EU. Australia's talking about coming in because they have no choice, because if they show weakness, China will go after them. What does the government do historically? They come after your money, which is exactly what they're going to be doing. So you want, and crypto, they see that as play money. They will literally tank that entire market. And the United States government, I mean, we've seen Hillary Clinton over the last couple of weeks come out and say that one of the biggest threats to the United States is crypto. And she said that in her interview. What about all of the things that are currently going on? And one of the biggest, I mean, the government is showing their hand that they want to end crypto. And when I say in crypto, all the all the 12-year-olds that are all hyped up on crypto and they're watching crypto scammers like BitBoy, I'll go like, they can't end crypto. They can end your ability to legally own it. And that's the problem. And if you don't structure it, and the irony is you got these fraudsters and these grifters like this guy, Jamie Dimon, who publicly comes out and says Chase Bank is not interested in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a fraud. Bitcoin's a scam. And then he's been proven behind the scenes to be spending billions of dollars in what? In what? In what? Oh, that's right. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. It is just ridiculous, the level of fraud that these banks are currently pushing on the people. Australia and the EU aren't even looking recognizable from a couple of years ago. So, unfortunately, a lot's happening. I wish I had better news, but we've got Build Back Better. And Build Back Better isn't just here in the United States. We're seeing Build Back Better globally. You've seen Justin Trudeau talk about Build Back Better. You've seen that complete dictator in Australia talk about Build Back Better. You've seen leaders all through Europe, and I use the word leaders loosely because Europe is falling apart, talk about Build Back Better. Now, here in the United States, we're slapping down these mandates left and right. They're going to the Supreme Court right now. We've had several federal judges slap down the VAX mandates, which are good because they're trying to usher in these passports to get you used to carrying your papers so they can usher in the global credit score system. And in the United States, we're going to have a social credit score, and you don't want that. You need to be out of the system before that happens because Web 3.0 and blockchain will track everything forever. There is no getting out of it once it's ushered in. They say 2030. There's a new article that came out of the agenda laying out between 2021 and 2026 that the New York Times was recently just talking about. But now, we'll see what happens over the next couple of years. But it's going to happen in pieces, kind of like this whole global shutdown happened overnight. It literally happened overnight. And here in America, we never see anything like it. And then the next day, it's like, done. And we're just like, what? And we've never seen anything like that. So you need to understand that when these things happen, first day back jitters, I was talking and the lights went out. I don't know what I'm doing here on the new set. I'll be showing you guys some stuff. PrivacyX will be hopefully hosting an event over the next 6 months. I'm trying to do an in-person event. So you know what DEF CON does in Las Vegas? Well, me and my team, we want to put together an in-person event where we could do some training stuff here in Las Vegas. It'll be kind of fun and it'll be kind of interesting so you guys can learn some stuff. There's no date solidified yet, but keep an eye out on privacyxproject.com because we'll be launching some stuff. A lot of people have also been asking me about PrivacyX. So we did go in beta on December 18th. We went in beta. We are going to be launching the full program to the public. I appreciate the 100 beta members. They've been giving me a lot of feedback. They've been giving me, what we need to do. We've been changing some videos around. We've been adding some more content. I really just want this to be perfect for you guys. So when it comes out, I don't want to put out a product that has a bunch of problems and we have a bunch of customer service issues because I don't have a 50-person staff to handle all that, right? We have a smaller team here. And so we need to make sure that when we put it out to you guys, it is incredible. So lots of fun stuff coming up. But anyway, first day back issues with my lights. All of a sudden I was in the dark. So, but I'm going to show you guys the new set. I'm going to show you guys some new cool stuff that we have coming up for this year. Getting back to what I was talking about is when we're looking at the Great Reset and when we're looking at what they're trying to usher in with the dollar and the full control of the dollar, they want to run all of the money through the Federal Reserve. Now, this is not good. And I'm talking personal accounts. So if you think it was bad that the Build Back Better had the 80,000 new IRS agents that are going to audit every account that does more than 600, and then they raised it to 10,000 in business throughout the year, which would be like 97% of American accounts. If you think that's bad, wait till you see running everything through the Federal Reserve, communist-style banking would shut down all smaller banks. This is why I'm saying you guys need to use the global business structure that I built for my clients or something similar. So if you're an accountant or an attorney, you've probably already done this for yourself, and good job. If you're not, you can check out the first link down below and we will help you build a structure for crypto, for assets, for properties, for trusts, for basically regardless. We have clients who have literally a couple thousand in their name. We have clients who have, in the hundreds of millions, celebrities and CEOs and giant corporations, etc. So the same structure and tree works for anybody but it takes you out of the system. And people always say, well, why isn't this standard? Well, unfortunately, it should be. It's in the law. Everything we're doing is legal. It's what every single politician does. It's what every single world leader does. It's what almost every single celebrity does, every main one. It's what most business owners that have any kind of net worth do. And it's what it's what teenagers should do. Because it's a structure that protects your assets, protects you from lawsuits, protects you from people being able to find out, what you own. I mean, it's just ridiculous that this isn't standard. But no, we have all of our information pumped in these databases, and the government wants to usher in Web 3.0, so they're locked in there forever. So there's nothing you can do about it, and your information. That's why I won't let my kids use any real information ever. That's why I've already structured my kids with aliases and basically fake identities, so their stuff is never in the system from the day they were born till now, and forever they'll never be in the system. And I think that should be taught to every child worldwide, because this is becoming a nightmare. And I don't like to sit here and talk about doom and gloom, but it's not doom and gloom. We could fight back. But if people don't start taking action in the crypto space, and I got to tell you, in 2021, I expressed my disappointment in the crypto space 5 or 10 times, because all this stuff is happening. The Build Back Better and all this stuff is happening in the crypto space, and most of the people in crypto are silent. They're scared, they're silent, they're not saying nothing. Well, guess what? If you don't speak up, if you don't push back, the government will take your ability to buy crypto legally. They're already trying to mandate it. They're already putting massive rules. Pray that Build Back Better doesn't pass. And I'm talking on a basis worldwide. Every corner of the earth. Literally pray that Build Back Better doesn't pass. Because if it passes in its current form, they'll pretty much render crypto half useless. And you say, well, Cody, I thought you could hide it. Yeah, we can protect it. But here's the thing. Millions of people will have to pull out of it. And if that happens, it'll crash. So it'll be worthless. So people like me and you will have it. Now, hopefully this won't happen. And thankfully, it's been stopped in the Senate. Manchin said he's not pivoting, which is good. They've already started to tear apart Build Back Better, and they're trying to restructure some of the programs, which is good. Means maybe us in the crypto space dodged a bullet. Awesome. However, they're just going to reload and take their shot again. So while they're reloading, the good thing is the United States government is not a machine gun. It is still a single shot muzzle loader. And so it takes them a while to reload, but they will reload. Make no mistake. While they're reloading, we need to take action in the crypto space. We need to make our voices heard, that we actually care about crypto, because Congress thinks nobody cares. Congress thinks it's like a fringe thing, it's kind of off the wall weirdos investing in crypto. And whenever that's the thing, they'll regulate the heck out of it, because it's not for the normal people, the kitchen table issues. So keep that in mind. Anyway, Agenda 2030, what could you start doing? Well, there's a few things you want to start looking at in your life, okay? One, your income. Do you control your income? If yes, that's a good thing. If no, maybe at least start a side hustle. I know not everyone can be an entrepreneur, but maybe start looking at a side hustle. The next thing, your children. Do your children go to school? If yes, start being proactive, because the critical race theory and the indoctrination we're seeing in schools is ridiculous, and we need to shut that down. You also need to sign an affidavit with your school so they cannot release any of your child's information. The next thing you need to look at now, medical. Medical is becoming a very serious problem, and apparently all HIPAA laws and all medical laws have went out the window with this pandemic. So start looking at your medical records and choose wisely of where you get medical care, because this is becoming a serious issue, and request your medical information on a regular basis, and make sure that typically when different, I guess you can call them agencies, are requesting your medical information, because what they're trying to do is put this in the social credit score. So you need to extract everything you can. The next thing you need to extract is you need to figure out what's on your credit. You need to make sure your address is not on your credit. You need to make sure that none of your personal information are on your credit. So for example, my credit does have my real name. You will have to have your legal government name to some level on your credit. However, it doesn't have an address, it doesn't have a phone number, it doesn't have any real binding information, and all my bank information, everything's through corporations that go to mail drops that go to a holding company that go to a trust, like I've broke down before. And then there's a bunch of other arms, but that's a little bit advanced for this video. So make sure you understand how your structure is set up. And the next thing you want to look at right now, these are some things you can look into right now, is make sure that you get all of your personal information off of social media. Now, can you have social media for friends and family? Sure, but make them private. Are they actually private? No, the company has it, but they won't be able to be scraped by databases. And think about what you post. Is this really important? Would you be better off using an app like Signal and having a group text? If you're really putting stuff on social media and you're only getting 10 to 15 likes, hey, maybe you should just do a group text with your mom and dad or your brother and sister or your aunt and uncle, and then send pictures of your children and they can send pictures of their. Maybe you should do a group text on Signal as opposed to just plastering it on social media like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram that scrape everything and save it in their databases. So look into those things. And one more thing you need to look at is you need to be using a burner number at all times. I've done plenty of videos here on this channel on burner numbers. You need to not be using a phone number for anything that is in any database that is tied to your name. Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, they all sell your data, 100%. Verizon just came out with that ridiculous program. If you have Verizon, you need to go in and change your settings now because they just rolled out that program that is supposed to customize your user experience. It is one of the biggest privacy breaches I've seen this week because there's privacy breaches all the time, but it is massive. So if you have Verizon, you need to take action quickly. I'm going to be doing a full breakdown on that because they're doing a similar thing on AT&T and T-Mobile. Do not be using that, and do not be using your real address in anything. I don't care if you have a Safeway club card or a Kroger's card. I don't care if you have a credit card or a business. Do not be using the address. Basically, the general rule of thumb is nobody should know where you sleep, period. No companies, no databases, no nothing. Everything should be in a UPS box, a mail drop box. There are a lot of different mail services you can utilize. I'll be doing a review on a few of them this year, but you should be utilizing something like that. You should not have the address where you sleep. Now, this is the tip of the iceberg. Of course, in the Ghost program, we go miles deeper than this, but this is some basic stuff you could use right now to start preparing because you have a little time left, but you need to start now so when it does come, you've already taken preparations. Really appreciate you guys checking out this video. We got a ton of content coming. We're gonna have a big year, guys. I'm gonna really be pushing some stuff here on Privacy X. We got some fun stuff happening. We got some, like I said, some docuseries style content coming. I'm gonna try to push out 4, maybe 5 of those, but those are a big project. I gotta have, people filming for me, cameramen. We've got, hotels and travel, and so it's a lot more involved than just coming here to my studio and shooting a video. But appreciate you guys checking it out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you're sharing these messages because we need people to wake up and understand what's happening. It's not about panicking, it's about preparing and understanding that your freedom and your liberty matters and not letting the government take it. Because if you let them take it, the government's like a small child. If you let your child grab the stove while it's on, they will. But if you teach them that's not okay, it's basically our job to teach the government what we're going to allow, what we're going to put up with, and what we're going to let them do. And they've been pulling this forever, but whenever we have enough, what happens? Civil war. We don't want a civil war in the United States. We don't want to see what's happening in Kazakhstan right now. We need to push forward with peace and prosperity for all. Go all into everything you do. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.